What's going on, guys? It's Jake Fix-It here. Today we're throwing an RBC intake manifold on a Civic Si 9th Gen. First thing we want to do is remove the battery and tray. Next thing we want to do is disconnect the airflow sensor and remove the upper intake piping and the airbox. There's two hoses on here. One of them does have some coolant. Get used to it. We got a bunch of coolant lines to pull today. Next, you're going to want to take out that lower airbox. After that, we're going to jump over to take off the throttle body. It's got 4 12mm bolts on it. Don't lose that bolt. Alright, we're going to unbolt the fuel rail next. Be careful, you're going to see some fuel come out. Once you have the fuel rail loose, undo the grounds and disconnect the injector clips, all the electrical stuff. Pop off that little white cover, squeeze the green clips together and push the fuel line out. It should pop loose. You're going to get a lot of fuel right here, so be careful. Alright, now we're going to unbolt that upper intake manifold. That's 12mm bolts as well. There are some brackets underneath that are a bit of a pain. You're going to see right here in the video. You can get to them. One right there, and one's supposed to be right there. I'm just going to show you when it's out because it's so tight up in there. You'll see it. There's a few brackets that hold the wire harness to the intake. Just get those out of the way. We don't reuse them.
I ain't got a lot to say. Mine's heavy, give me space.
Don't forget this coolant line underneath. It's kind of a pain.
You ain't ready for the 8th. She ain't ready for the 8th.
I don't know, is it a coolant line?
I ain't got a lot to say. Mine's heavy, give me space. Time's ready, let me blaze. Spend money, what a waste. Time's money.
Alright, now we're ready to jump over to that lower intake. These bolts are super tight. They're always really freaking tight. Use a long wrench if you can. They're 12 mils. If not, here's a handy dandy little hammer. Bam, loose, good to go. No money in the hand. I ain't never had to feel away. Rhyme steady and they feel the way. Occupation make it either way. Never worry cause I can. Back chat from the white gang. Ditch that factory gasket. They're like a one-time use. The kit comes with a new one. This must be a daydream. Max got me the mad plan. My team never lied on. Injectors and fuel rail need to be reused, so we gotta get these guys off. Hey Chris, you know of any easy way to get the injectors off the rail? They are seized. Well, that'll pull the rail off though, but I have to reuse the injectors.
No, I know, but that's...
Pull the clips first, pull the rail, and then focus on the injector?
That's what I would do.
Okay.
I mean, you should be able to get them off. Like, it shouldn't be like rocket science.
Ready for the 8th. Fake clothes, same watch, fake crepe, same fuck, fake squad, say lots, but flop, ain't what, I ain't one, ain't what, don't stop, we be leveling.
Oh my god. Did you say you needed smoke, Chris?
Yeah, you'll need for a cigarette.
Yeah, go ahead right here. Alright, so like legit don't smoke, but if you're gonna smoke, smoke tires. Also, you gotta yard seal everything. At least once a project, just start throwing shit everywhere. There's O-rings on each side of this. Make sure you get them seated properly. If you do it wrong, they'll suck into the motor. You're gonna have a bad time. You could really hurt things on the inside. So just make sure that they're all the way in there. Clean this head. You don't want to leave any contaminants on there. You're gonna cause poor sealing. Those O-rings are gonna fail prematurely. Nice and shiny, nice and clean.
He be riding on the wave. I ain't got.
Ditch these old studs. They're too short for the new intake manifold. You'll never get a nut on there. The kit comes with longer studs, so toss those things on. Get that. Get that on camera. Don't drop them inside the motor either. This was super scary. We got way lucky. That was almost a bad day. Like an actual stud removal tool. If you don't have that, just use 2 nuts together. It'll work. Hardest part of the build right here is throwing these on all at once. Very tight fit. It's doable. Once it's on there, you'll be happy.
So with all these guys, they're just good and tight. Don't go crazy. The wobbly 6mm makes it really awesome. If not, just use a 90-degree 6mm Allen. 6mm ball socket. So now we're going to throw in the fuel rail injector adapters. We're reusing our stock fuel rail. It does come with some taller mounting studs for this manifold to keep the 9th gen fuel rail. With those longer studs, there's also a spacer that they include that you have to use. A little stud collar. And these O-rings that do come with it are brand new from Honda. They are all individually wrapped. Little tech tip while you're tossing those on. Throw some WD-40 on them. They'll slide right into the intake manifold. As you can see right here, we're about to drop some of that on. Boom, nice and saucy. Look how easy that dropped in. Bam. Easy as could be, way easier with a WD-40. Tighten these down just snug, nothing crazy. Once this is all installed, you got the fuel line back on. You're gonna have to cut some of these hoses to make them shorter. Everything else is pretty self-explanatory as far as lengths goes. Always cut a little long, you can trim it down, you can never add more to it. Don't forget to put a little bit of pipe thread sealant on that brass fitting. So you can either block off this one on the side, or you can block the one off on the center in the middle of the fuel rail. Don't forget to attach your grounds. Reassembly, all you gotta do is everything that we took apart, put it back together the same way. As far as the coolant lines go, there's a bunch of different options. You can recirculate it back in the system. You can go back to OEM style. The throttle body spacer plate, it just goes in line. Can't miss it. If you guys have any questions about this kind of stuff, feel free to hit us up. Make sure you get your stuff from kseriesparts.com. We got a bunch of cool stuff. Appreciate you guys watching this video. Look forward to shooting a bunch of other cool stuff for you guys. Stay tuned for more.